Hi guys, I probably should be in a different direction for the lighting, so you can, I'm not sure if you can see me because I can barely see myself right now, but I wanted to talk about the process again because it's so misunderstood. Sorry about that, I had to push pause. Somebody is pulling into the driveway. So yeah, the process, it's, but first let me quote a verse from the Bible, but my memory is just coming back to me, so working with remembering anything short term or even long term is, was a challenge for me, and again, it goes back to the process of everything. It's when you continue your process of these steps to better yourself, you eventually achieve what you are trying to accomplish. But it's in the Bible where it states that if you can't be trusted with the tiny things in life, how can you be trusted with anything greater? And of course it's not worded that way, but that's my interpretation, and I don't just use it for my spiritual growth, I use it for my every single day life. And that's the great thing about the Bible, is that when you read it, you need to utilize it in every aspect of your life, and it'll therefore benefit you even greater. But the process of life is learning and achieving and letting go. And you know, when I was a child, I knew that my purpose in life was so great, and I felt like not just the ugly duckling in the family, but was it the black sheep, you know, in the family. I didn't feel like I belonged, and I could never understand. It wasn't that, you know, my family was mean to me, because we were always together, and of course, you know, my older brothers and sisters, they had their own activities, and I was just too young to socialize that way. But it wasn't anything that my family made me feel. It was just always within me, and I always wanted to be alone because I could never find that connection that I wanted that was so deep within me. And I just kept pushing it aside and pushing it aside, and never trying to figure it out. And for myself, I have always been the most comfortable when I am outside, which is something that I prevented myself from having when I was in the car accident. I became so afraid of being with people who were outside. So it's not that I was afraid of being outside, I was afraid of the people who were there. I've always had a fear of just people and crowds, having high anxiety, being afraid of being hurt, and that's a different story. But we have a process of shedding things in life in order to erupt in the person that you are supposed to be, because we are spiritual beings having a temporary experience here on earth, aren't we? Because when we all pass away, we are going back home. Our spirit is going back home. So therefore, our life here is temporary, and that's why God always speaks about, you know, looking to things in heaven. Don't think in terms of what's in front of you. Don't live within your struggles. Look up, you know, and that tells me, and a lot of people agree, it's not just us trying to live our lives day by day by just, you know, what we see here on earth. We're not even supposed to do that. We are supposed to look within and find our own answers. And our inner being tells us what we should be doing, because what we are experiencing on a daily basis is fighting to make us change into that person. So I've discovered that we have to be challenged in life. That we must be challenged in order to change. That you must be trusted in one process of your life in order to have your desires. And for my truth to come out, which, every single day that I do something different, my inner being is still struggling to come out and be exactly who God wants me to be, who I was created to be. And so I had to have the process of the chronic pain, the process of the lacking and the fear. But there's also signs that are telling you that you need to change. You need to stop thinking of this world and think from within and do something about it. That is your test. And then there's a test of, well, are you supposed to get healthy? And if you can complete that test, you have another test to go through. And it is never ending. And that is exactly what the Bible also states, that the process never changes. It never stops until your time here on earth is over. But the great thing about it is that when you change, and I go back to your vibration, or when you increase your consciousness and you are awoken to your true being, what you think was a struggle before, and all the hardships that other people may see as being difficult and hard and sad and full of fear, aren't that way to you anymore. You actually see a terrible time that someone else may see as a terrible time as an opportunity to better yourself, to change, to challenge you in, and you welcome it into your life. And that's what I have learned to accept as part of life, not just a part of life. It's a great experience that challenges me, that changes me. So I know that when things go terribly wrong in my day, I smile and I say thank you, because I know that if I allow it to hurt me, to take away from me, or to change me for the worse, then that is my ego speaking to me. That isn't my spirit speaking to me. That isn't God speaking to me. That isn't the greatness of this world speaking to me. That is the lacking, the fear, and things that want to keep you low and down here. Your spirit wants to fly, and it wants to grow, and it wants to be nourished, and it wants to come out to being who you are meant to be here on earth until your time is done and served. That is our lesson in life. Figuring out where we went wrong and not making those same mistakes over again, and coming out and speaking about who we truly are, and sharing our experiences with other people, so that everything is reflected and changed upon the entire world. Time is changing. It is, there was a time where everybody was so full of fear that I noticed. There was so much anger. Haven't you guys noticed? So much anger, sadness, and things are changing. And I felt it for a long time now. And I didn't quite understand it, but now I do. It's people are waking up to the bullcrap and aren't going to accept all the badness that's in the world, because all of this is temporary. All of this is an illusion that we create, and we can change. We can change anything by the way that we think, by the way that we feel, and by the way we act. And that, when we can change all of that, that's when we become who we are truly meant to be. So enjoy your process. If it begins with changing your health, then do it and complete it. If it means, fixing a marriage, fixing your family relationships, then do it. If it means changing jobs, then do it. Your heart and your life tells you where you need to go. It's like our inner compass is leading us towards greatness, but we're so full of fear and lacking and doubt that is where we're supposed to go, that we don't ever do anything. So I'm so thankful that I was woken up to this, and life is great. I'll talk about my personal experiences with my awakening process, and hopefully share that with you all. It's just beautiful when you don't think in terms of lacking in fear anymore. That's a lower level of consciousness, and it's ego-based. It's not your spirit speaking. It's not your inner being. It is not God speaking to you when you think in terms of fear, doubt, anger, lack, and struggling. So I hope that you open up to accepting your process, because your process is creating you. So stick with it. And if you need help, you know where I am.